So I want to say Merry Christmas to everyone, and I wanted to share the completion of my XRK Tankstick modification, and I customized it completely, just exactly the way that I wanted it. And I put today, finally, on Christmas Eve, the final touch, which is my spinner. So this baby came in the mail today, and I was able to finally get it installed. I actually pulled out one of the buttons so I could put it right here, and that's my little fire button right there whenever I play. But I just wanted to go through some of the components. I got the arcade XRK Tankstick. I got it last year for Christmas, and I would say it took me about a month and a half to completely customize it with the graphics and LED buttons, the IL joysticks. Had to, of course, take everything out, with the exception of the wires and stuff. When I say take everything out, I had to take the buttons off. I had to get the original joysticks out, and then I had to leave it like that in order for the graphics, which I ordered in the UK, and they printed it out for me, so I really appreciated that. But this is the final product a year later, literally, to the time where I actually got the XRK Tankstick. So I want to talk about this. I want to talk about the spinner. So I got the spinner from a company called T Molding, right? Now, Ultimark, they seem to be out of stock of the spinner, which is this one right here. I went to their site and they said that they're out of stock, and so I found this company, T Molding, right? Or their link is right there, which is called arcaderenovations.com. But if you just do T-molding, you should be able to find it, right? And then you just go to their site. So the three components that I got was, of course, the spinner. I got that, $62. And I got the Ultimark U-Track USB adapter. Actually, it's this one I got, which is for the spinner. And you can see that they have two different ones. One is for the trackball, one is for the spinner. I got this one, and I chose to go with a red top, a red knob. So that's what I got here. And like I said, it came in today, and all I basically did was connected the spinner. Well, of course I took out the button from here, and even when I disconnected the LED off the button, the rest of the LEDs continue to work, so the circuit wasn't broken or anything like that because I took the button out. So that was really good, and I just slipped that in there, put the wire in there, bought the little nut piece there, tightened it up, ran the wire along the housing of the trackball and tied it along the way, and I have a little hole that's drilled out back here, right, for the USB cord that runs to the Pi. So it's really cut and dry. It's pretty simple. The only thing that I did in terms of a configuration, like for the Pi itself, to get the spinner to work, I went into, well, first I went into the Pi itself, right, into RetroPie. I let it start up, and then I went into the RetroPie RetroArch settings, where you can do an update. So I basically updated the RetroPie software, which more or less does everything in the back end. It updates all the drivers for, MAME and some of the other emulators that are a part of this build that I have. And then once it rebooted, and came back up again, I quit Emulation Station and I found this video. I actually found this video online where they point you to be able to actually test the input, right? So you just, once you're in Linux, you're basically gonna cd /to dev /input, do a ls space -la, and you'll see all of the inputs that you have. So if you have what I have going on here, you're gonna see a trackball, you're gonna see the spinner in there as well. Well, you're gonna want to differentiate which is which. So you can do a cat mouse 0, and if you start moving the spinner or the trackball, you'll see the cursor going back and forth on the screen. That'll tell you which one of these things. It'll just confirm that the Pi actually sees the device, which in this case would be the spinner. So I'll just leave that for a second or two so you get that. In other words, if you, I believe that if you just go ahead and update the Pi, you know, get the new drivers and so on and so forth, someone's written it in, so you don't have to go into the config file, your device config file, and put some entries in there. I think you just have to do this and, you know, like I said, update your Pi, then verify that it's actually seeing it, and you're going to get this thing to work. So I want to try it out. One of my all-time favorite games to play when I was a kid was Tempest. And Tempest is one of those games, like, either you really like it or you just hate it. And in my case, I really liked it. I just thought it was just one of the most awesome games of the early 80s. Just something that was definitely different than most of the games that were out there, and it felt futuristic. But the thing about the Tempest was, you know, you needed to play with a spinner. So that was one of the main reasons why I actually got the spinner. And it just works really, really well. It's awesome. This is like every kid's dream on New Year's Eve, is to get that toy that they've always wanted and to be able to, you know, play with it on Christmas Day. Well, my dream has come true to some degree, if I could get this camera right. But I'm going to get to play Tempest. And you guys get to see what it looks like. So, here we go. Let's ramp up that level. I went all the way to level 9. And I'm just going to move around like that. Awesome, right? I know I got killed because I have to play with one hand and record with the other. But you get the point. This thing works absolutely awesome, and I didn't have to do anything to tune up like the sensitivity or anything like that. I just was able to turn this thing on and it's playing. And so there you go. This project that I started a year ago is finally finished. It's not because it took me a year, but you know, when you got other things to do. So there it is. We actually cut the light off, and you know, I know some of you guys have been building these consoles, like looking at some of my videos and stuff when I started this, and had used them for your, you know, for your own edification, and that's great. And I'm just glad that I was able to get mine completed. It's finally completed. I would love to see you guys completed, customized Tanksticks. And hey, if you like this video, hit like. And I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas to all of you, to your family and friends, a very happy and healthy and blessed New Year. This is one happy big kid right about now. And I'm going to play some Tempest. Take care, everyone. Thanks. And thanks for watching.